When you stop caring about their opinions, their timelines, their expectations, something shifts inside you. It's like you finally inhale your first real breath. You start seeing life different. You stop moving to impress, and you start moving with intention. And that's when everything starts lining up, not because life got easier, but because you got clearer. See, most people don't even realize how heavy the world feels until they finally drop the pressure of trying to please everybody. We spend years explaining ourselves, proving ourselves, defending our journey to people who wouldn't walk a mile in our shoes. But once you stop giving energy to noise, you hear your purpose louder. When you stop caring who claps, you start working like someone who already won. You stop begging for validation, and you give yourself permission to grow. That shift, that mindset, that's where the blessing starts flowing. Because life don't reward the confused, it rewards the aligned. The moment you stop caring about losing people, you start keeping the right ones. The moment you stop caring about whether they like you, you start attracting people who respect you. And the moment you stop caring about shortcuts, excuses, and comfort, that's when you start leveling up for real. There's freedom in not needing approval. There's strength in moving quiet. There's power in walking away from anything that disturbs your peace. You gotta understand, everybody ain't meant to know where you're going. Everybody ain't meant to clap for you. Everybody ain't meant to stay. Some people only love you when you're average. Soon as you start elevating, they get uncomfortable. Soon as you set boundaries, they feel offended. Soon as you choose yourself, they call you selfish. But let me tell you something, choosing yourself ain't a crime. Protecting your peace ain't a weakness. And moving different ain't arrogance, it's growth. When you stop caring about fitting in, you finally stand out. When you stop caring about perfection, you finally make progress. And when you stop caring about the pain and start focusing on the purpose, that's when you realize it was never about who believed in you. It was always about whether you believed in yourself. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. And you can't run this race carrying everyone's opinions on your back. You gotta let go of what doesn't serve you. You gotta release what weighs on you. And you gotta walk forward knowing everything meant for you is already yours. It's just waiting for you to stop doubting and start becoming. So yeah, when you stop caring about the wrong things, the right things start finding you. Peace finds you. Clarity finds you. Growth finds you. And success, real success, it don't feel forced. It feels aligned. Keep going. Keep building. Keep becoming the version of you that was always inside, waiting for the noise to stop. Because once you stop caring about what doesn't matter, everything that does finally falls into place. Stop seeking validation and start trusting your own direction. Because the moment you stop chasing approval, you start realizing how much of your life was controlled by fear, insecurity, and the need to be accepted. And the truth is, most people don't even know why they seek validation. It starts early. You learn to match expectations. You learn to behave in ways that get applause. You get addicted to the feeling of someone telling you, yeah, that was right, even when deep down you already knew it was. But life changes when you wake up to the fact that no one else is living inside your skin. No one else sees your vision the way you see it. Nobody feels the fire in your chest when you think about what you're meant to build. And yet, for so long, you let their opinions matter more than your own voice. There comes a point where you look in the mirror and realize that validation has been costing you peace. It's been costing you time. It's been costing you dreams. Because when you're waiting on someone to approve you, you're also giving them the power to stop you. And the world is full of people who will doubt you simply because they doubt themselves. They'll tell you your idea is unrealistic because they never had the courage to pursue theirs. They'll call you crazy because they settled. They'll blame timing, luck, or circumstances just so they never have to face the truth that they gave up on themselves. So, you gotta stop handing people the pen to write your story. You gotta stop asking for permission to live a life that's already calling you. Your direction was never meant to make sense to everyone. Your path was never supposed to be voted on. Some of the biggest breakthroughs happen in silence, without applause, without confirmation, without anybody saying, yeah, go for it. Trusting yourself is a muscle. And at first, it feels shaky. You question yourself because you're stepping out of a comfort zone. You're breaking habits. You're choosing intuition over approval. And that's uncomfortable. But that discomfort is the birth of growth. It's the moment you stop being shaped by opinions and start being shaped by purpose. It's the moment you shift from performing to progressing. You start moving based on what feels right, not what looks right. You stop measuring your worth by reactions. You stop needing someone to clap before you take the next step. And that's where self-respect starts forming. That's where confidence is built, not the loud kind, but the quiet kind that comes from knowing who you are and what you're capable of, even if nobody else sees it yet. When you trust your direction, you start understanding that setbacks aren't signs to quit, they're part of the blueprint. Delays aren't denials, they're preparation. Rejection isn't personal, it's redirection. And silence doesn't mean nothing's happening sometimes. Silence means God is working behind the scenes, lining up everything you need. It takes courage to choose yourself in a world that constantly tries to shape you. It takes real strength to walk a path without asking for opinions. But here's what most don't realize. The greatest leaders, the greatest creators, the greatest visionaries, they weren't validated when they started. They weren't understood. They were doubted. They were questioned. They were labeled unrealistic. And yet, they trusted themselves enough to keep going. Your direction is your responsibility. You owe it to yourself to follow it. Every time you trust your instinct, you build a deeper connection with your purpose. Every time you ignore the noise, your vision becomes clearer. Every time you choose growth over approval, you step closer to becoming the version of yourself you know you're meant to be. So stop waiting for someone to tell you it's your time. Stop needing confirmation to take the next step. Stop believing you need applause to be worthy. Your dreams are real. Your calling is real. Your vision is real, and the world won't see it until you believe in it first. Let go of people, habits, and thoughts that disturb your peace, because sometimes the biggest weight you carry isn't what's happening around you, it's what you're holding on to inside. Peace is one of the most valuable forms of wealth you'll ever experience, and yet most people trade it for comfort, familiarity, or fear of change. But sooner or later, you learn that not everyone attached to you is aligned with you. Some people were only meant to teach you a lesson, not walk with you to the next chapter. And the hardest part isn't losing them, it's accepting that keeping them was costing you more than letting them go ever could. You start recognizing that peace comes with boundaries, and those boundaries will make some people uncomfortable. Because when you stop tolerating disrespect, manipulation, half-love, and inconsistency, the ones who benefited from your silence will call you selfish. But the truth is, protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's survival. You weren't born to be drained. You weren't created to carry broken expectations. You weren't meant to shrink yourself so others could feel comfortable. You have a right to walk away from anything that interrupts your growth, confuses your spirit, or makes you forget who you are. You gotta let go of people who only show up when they need something. Let go of those who clap for you in public but compete with you in private. Let go of those who love the version of you that doesn't challenge them. Some people can't handle your healing. Some can't handle your evolution. Some only loved you when you didn't love yourself. And that realization hits hard, but it also frees you. Then there are the habits, the ones you know are holding you back. The procrastination, the late nights that drain you, the excuses wrapped in comfort, the patterns you repeat because they're familiar, not because they're good for you. Elevation requires discipline. Growth demands sacrifice. You can't pray for change and hold on to what kept you the same. A new level of life requires a new level of self-control, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You can't move forward if you're still chained to what broke you. And then there are the thoughts, the doubts, the insecurities, the fears that whisper you're not ready every time you try to grow. The mind will replay old wounds like their current reality. It will convince you a temporary setback is a permanent ending. But once you stop entertaining thoughts that pull you backward, you start creating space for thoughts that push you forward. You start embracing affirmations instead of limitations. You start believing in possibilities instead of predicting failure. You learn that peace isn't just an emotion, it's a mindset, and it takes intentional effort to protect it. The moment you stop responding to chaos with chaos, you win. The moment you stop proving yourself to people who already made up their mind about you, you win. The moment you choose calm over curiosity and stillness over reaction, you transform. Life becomes clearer when you stop fighting battles that don't matter and start valuing the energy you bring into every room. Letting go doesn't mean you're heartless. It means your heart finally belongs to you. It means you're done watering dead situations. It means you're done forcing connections that should have ended long ago. It means you're finally learning the difference between loyalty and self-betrayal. Some people won't understand that, but your peace was never meant to be understood, only protected. There comes a time when you look around and realize peace feels better than attention, better than validation, better than temporary comfort. Peace feels like finally being able to breathe without waiting for the next disappointment. It feels like loving yourself enough to walk away from anything that requires you to lose parts of yourself just to keep it. So choose peace every time. Not because it's easier, but because it's necessary. Not because you're running from life, but because you're ready to live it differently. And when you finally let go of what disturbs your spirit, you make room for what strengthens it. You make room for clarity, strength, healing, growth, and alignment. And everything that's meant for you will come, not rushed, not forced, but naturally because the space is finally open for it. Focus on alignment, not approval, because when your life is aligned with your purpose, you don't chase opportunities. You attract them. You don't run after people. You connect with the right ones. You don't force situations. You flow with intention. Alignment is when your thoughts, actions, habits, environment, and relationships all support the person you're becoming. Approval, on the other hand, keeps you performing, adjusting, shrinking, and second-guessing yourself just to fit into spaces you've outgrown. And the truth is, you can't be aligned and obsessed with approval at the same time. One requires authenticity, the other requires compromise. When you begin focusing on alignment, everything shifts. You stop saying yes to things that drain you. You stop pretending to be someone you're not. You stop seeking comfort in places that never supported your growth. Because alignment teaches you something approval never will. The right things will stay, and the wrong things will fall away. You stop trying to prove your worth and start living like you already know it. You move with purpose, not pressure. You act from clarity, not confusion. And day by day, you become someone grounded, intentional, and unshakable. Alignment isn't perfect balance. It's awareness. It's understanding what feeds your spirit and what leaves you empty. It's noticing who respects your boundaries and who only notices when you break them. It's realizing that sometimes God delays what you want until you become the person capable of handling it. And instead of rushing or forcing outcomes, you learn to trust the timing. You learn to trust the process. You learn to trust yourself. Approval has you chasing people who don't see you. Alignment brings people who value you. Approval keeps you exhausted. Alignment keeps you consistent. Approval wants applause. Alignment wants growth. And once you taste alignment, you'll never settle for performing again. You'll never beg for attention again. You'll never shrink yourself just to make someone else comfortable again. Life feels different when you stop living for acceptance and start living from purpose. Your decisions get cleaner. Your path gets clearer. Your energy gets protected. And you realize you were never behind. You were being prepared. You were being strengthened. You were being aligned. So stop asking if people approve of your journey. Ask if it aligns with your calling. Ask if it aligns with your peace. Ask if it aligns with who you're becoming. Because the more aligned you are with your truth, the less you care about who understands it. And that's the moment everything starts making sense, not because the world changed, but because you finally did.